Ruth McCrackin and Trasetta, Washington, two top-notch career and business strategists, are here to help you defy standards and break boundaries. Join them as they share powerful insights that have already impacted thousands of people and will have a major impact on your career, life balance, and business.
Hey, welcome. Great day. Hey, beautiful people. Hey, Trasetta, what's going on, girl?
Hey, Ruth. It's good to see you today, as always.
It is a great day, and it's always a joy to see you as well. Listen, everyone who's coming in, come on in, grab you a few of your friends, your peers, your compadres, because listen, breaking boundaries is about to show up and show out today. You with me? Because we've been on a mission, right? Trasetta and I have been on a mission, and we want you to just go ahead, grab your favorite beverage. You may even want to grab a notepad, right? And a pen, because I think we're going to go in today, because what we're going to share with you today, trust me, you're not going to be alone. Some of our stories is going to pretty much probably have you get chills, because this is something that is really disgusting to even want to talk about, but at the same time, it needs to be said. Do you agree? And so while we are getting here, let's go ahead and welcome and let us know where you are chiming in from. But most importantly, let's let you all know what, if you've been missing back on, what is it? Burnout to Bliss, or from Burnout to Bliss, right? Yeah. And you may want to go back and catch the replays. We have them already streamlined all through major platforms. We even have it on our YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe there as well, so that way you can continue to be tuned in and connected. Yes and yes. Now, if you're coming in for the first time and you're wondering, gosh, man, who are these amazing light beings up in my newsfeed? Well, I'm glad you asked. I am Ruth. Listen, high performers come to us because they're looking for a way to shift from being unrecognized to standing out as superstars, so they can start magnetizing and becoming more relevant and attractable in the marketplace, whether it be in their career, maybe in their current company internally. They want to be able to stand out so that they can attract those the lifestyle that they truly deserve, but they don't want to do it alone. They tried it on their own already. We have a team of collective of almost 5 decades of qualified talent management and recruitment. If that is you, I want to go ahead and share with you a free masterclass. Go ahead and go to joinpromoteyourself.us. It's about 20 minutes. It's going to chime in and give you things that you can actually apply right away. And if you're saying, Ruth, I just want to go ahead and just take action and jump on a call, let's see if we can be a fit. And we'll love to see what ways we can transform and help break free some of the hurdles and build that gap, or build that bridge over that gap, so you can go ahead and get to your next higher end position.
And I am Trasetta, Washington, CEO of Profitable Productivity. And what we do is partner with women executives primarily to help them to overcome overwhelm, stress, and burnout, so that they can be their most productive selves without sacrificing all of the things that are most important to you. And if that's you, this is my lane, my zone on the topics that we've been on this From Burnout to Bliss series now for this is week 4. And so I'm totally in my zone. So if that's you, if you've been really enjoying this series and you're ready to break free from burnout and get to that place of bliss, then I want to invite you to join me on August the 9th for a free webinar that I'm hosting called Breaking the Burnout Cycle. I would love to see you in the Zoom room. We're going to be doing a deep dive into all the different strategies that you can use to break that cycle and step into what I like to call balanced ambition. And I'm super excited to be talking about sleep.
Let's go. Listen.
It's such a huge component of being your most productive self. And I don't think people, I don't think people really realize how your sleep impacts your ability to do what you do and do it well.
I couldn't agree with you more. And the fact that we're talking about what ways can you eliminate, let me tell you this. Even on my day-to-day, I even did last week, I went ahead and I just wanted to shift. Remember I was telling you that I felt that I was just over covering myself in my bedroom and in the office. And I just wanted to feel naked, and not naked physically, but naked meaning removing every knickknacks and extra, just unnecessary stuff. And who can relate that you find yourself just compounding items? And I do diligently on an ongoing basis, at least 2 to 3 times a year, that I just want to be naked. I want my room to be naked. I want it to be free from junk. And I don't necessarily say I'm collecting junk. I just want it to be where it's not overwhelming me. It's not just items, your TV, your dresser, maybe if you're the type of person that like to collect certain things, maybe perfumes or any kind of bath and body work items. And you and I know that can very well be an opportunity where you may want to sit back and say, what can you donate? What can you now give yourself an arena where it gives you a place where you want to feel soothed, you want to feel relaxed, you want to be in a harmonious way with your environment. And we talk about that. We talk about what ways you can maybe optimize your bedroom. I don't know about you, but my bedroom is my sweet haven. And I just want a nice, comfortable, cushioned bed, and maybe have some cozy candlelights. I always tell my clients, having a candlelight moment throughout my house, but specifically around my bedroom, is something that I hold dear to. And obviously, if I'm going to sleep, I say, well, I don't know if I want to keep my candlelights all night, but I have fell short and leaving them a couple, and they just be gone by the time I get it, because they're small. They're little small ones. And let me know in the comments if you're finding yourself wanting to find ways of how do you be comfortable in your bed so that you can now enjoy the sleep and not finding yourself automatically having to hit the alarm clock because you may just went to bed 2-3 hours before it was time to wake up again. Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I love that you brought up like wanting to be your space to be naked, and specifically your bedroom, because one thing about clutter is your physical space oftentimes is a reflection of your mental space. And so if you see that you have a lot of clutter around in your various spaces, then that is an indicator that you've got a lot of stuff on your mind. And you can take kind of there's two different approaches that you can take to kind of clear all that clutter. One is to just simply clean your physical space. And by cleaning your physical space, that can help you to actually process what's going on in your mind.
I like that.
Vice versa, you can also sit down and do a brain dump and clear what's in your mind, get it out of your mind and onto paper. That. And that can oftentimes inspire you to go ahead and clear the clutter in your physical space. And one thing that I want to talk, kind of a sidebar here as it relates to clutter. Clutter is nothing but delayed decisions.
Now let's park right there. Delayed decision. Who can appreciate the fact that oftentimes you might find yourself, well, I'm going to go ahead and do this later. But if I believe in the old ancient saying where if you have whatsoever man thinketh, so is he. If your mind is overwhelming you with thousands of thoughts and 1,000 ideas, how can you even hit the priorities on your list for your day-to-day list or your weekly goals or even your monthly or yearly, however it goes? If there's so much clutter in your physical environment, sleep is going to definitely be a number one case, right? It's going to be at least in the top 5, 100%. I love the fact that you're talking about clutter, because that is something that I tell my husband all the time. I said, listen, even in his man cave, I'm always trying to go in there and say, can we like shift things around? Because if you're inviting me here, again, I just love the space and say, I get it, Ruth. And he's the same way as well, that he's actually way worse than I am. He's what do you call it? OCD. Yes. Oh my gosh. And so for me, I just know I have my little girl space in his man cave. And my point here is you want to find the importance on what ways can I declutter the mindset. I love that you're talking about the thoughts, not more so the mind, but just the thoughts that go through your mind.
Right. And, when you see what happens, like, think about it. Yeah. What happens when you see a lot of clutter? And if you have a lot of clutter in your bedroom, when you're supposed to be laying down to go to sleep and you're looking around, before you turn the lights off, and what you're doing is looking around at all of the decisions that you have delayed.
Oh my gosh.
Over the course of the day or over the week or over even the month or however long it's been since you cleared things out. And listen, you talked about you and your husband. I'm single. So I find myself, and even right now, so when we get done with this live stream, I'm going to go take care of it, because the empty side of the bed ends up becoming like a catch-all. So I'll have clothes over there. I'll have snacks over there. I'll have all kinds. There'll be all kinds of stuff. And, sometimes, my laptop, I'll have books. There'll be all kinds of things on the left-hand side, because I sleep on the right side of the bed. The left-hand side of the bed has its own, set of things over there, because I'm like, well, there's no one sleeping there.
I'm sure you're not alone. Let us know in the comments that for all the those who are, even if you're probably married and you probably just take the whole bed, and if you're unmarried, let us know in the comments if this is, you're finding yourself where clutterness is just becoming your best friend. Right. And you now want to go ahead and disengage from that. I'm with you 1,000% on that.
Yeah. And it's, so it can really be overwhelming, and because you're having to hold on to the thought that I need to take care of I need to put hang these clothes up, I need to put this back where it belongs, oh, I need to do whatever it is that you have, whatever the clutter is, I need to pay that bill, or whatever it is, you've got to deal with it. And all of that is on your mind when you are getting, once you turn that light off and get in the bed, because that's the last thing you saw. It is in your mind, and it's causing your mind to not be able to relax or rest enough, because you're replaying all this stuff in your head, and it makes it difficult for you to calm down to the place where you can go to sleep and have restful sleep. And it's so important for us to, sleep is crucial for our productivity. In order for us to, do a good job when we go to work, to do a good job as a parent, to do a good job as a spouse, to do a good job as a friend or family member, or whatever role it is we're playing, sleep really has a huge role in it. I want to share really quickly a couple statistics.
Let's talk about how is it even impacting our world today, even in our own backyard here in the US. I'd love to hear that. Let's put some context behind it. Is that all right?
Yeah. So according to a study that was published in the journal called Sleep, workers who reported not getting enough sleep, right, meaning 6 hours or less per night, experienced a 19.4% decline in their productivity versus those people who sleep 7 to 8 hours. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we all need anywhere from 6 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And unfortunately, us ladies, we need to be on the 8-9 hour
I agree.
spectrum of that. And men don't.
Yeah,
biologically, men don't need as much sleep as we ladies do.
Really?
It just is what it is. We have so much, our bodies go through so many more changes that it needs more time to recuperate from just our day-to-day activities than men. Sorry, ladies, but is
this helpful for a lot of people? Have this become an awareness where I didn't even know this, where now we're going to, Tracetta's even going to dive in more on how is this impacting. I love the fact that you're sharing the gender difference, the distinguish, because we always say, I always talk about, you need your 8 hours sleep, babe. You need to do this and that. And he's up and going. I'm still like peeling myself off the bed, so this is remarkable. I'm assuming that I'm pretty sure that the audience is feeling the same way as far as the distinguish between the two genders, how it is. Yeah. And that makes sense. That makes sense.
It does. I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. And, when we're not getting enough sleep, not only are we not able to perform at our optimal levels in whatever it is that we're doing, but, think about how dangerous it can be if you are driving tired, right? If I don't remember where I saw it. It's been quite a while, but I remember seeing something saying that driving sleepy can be worse than driving drunk.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. And
Yeah.
it's
Because I mean,
heart
it
throbbing.
impacts all of your, like it impacts your reaction time. You're not able to focus. I mean, and we've all been there. Like, raise your hand in the comments. Raise your hand in the
I'm raising
comments
my
if
hand
you've
right
been there
here.
where you are driving, especially like on the highway, and you're just trying to get wherever you're going, and you're struggling. You're doing everything within your power to try and stay awake, but your eyes want to close. That is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than if you're driving drunk.
Now, I know you, if you all been following us, we talk about ways on how to boost your energy. We even talked about nutrients in the body and things of that sort, but we definitely want to share some ways on how can you eliminate or avoid it. Yes, you may be carrying, if you're like me, all of us that I know to be true is we're carrying a lot of hats. We're carrying a lot of hats. And then where do you find time? We even talk about self-care on a continuous basis. And there's some things that we need to give ourselves the grace to eliminate. Like, let's just go ahead, get a piece of paper and just X out certain things that that does not need to be part of your day to day. Eliminating some of the things that that can be a huge disturbance throughout your sleep private, just your day, and then making sure that you don't want to start having blackouts. So I think we may even want to go in on what ways, first off, that may bring people's attention to, because they may not have thought about it as being a way to deprive themselves from sleep. And so, but before we go into, I think having what you just shared on just knowing that the distinguish between the two, what tips can we help you all today? What ways can we get you to set your bedroom, maybe doing what I did and just started decluttering the room so you can start feeling naked, so you can go and enjoy your haven. You can go in there and feel as though you're comfortable again. You're comfortable, getting the temperature. I don't know if you all are, even maybe if you're younger, as you get certain age, I don't care if and I be cold because they be having the AC thermometer below low. And I was like, why are y'all doing this to me? But find a way to where it's comfortable, where the temperature, you may even, I wish they had this on the thermometers where you can kind of level it in each room. Most homes, most average, you know what I mean? Where you can, your bedroom, if you want it to be at a certain temperature, it doesn't impact the other parts of the house. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you all may already have in your room, or that's a good idea to put in your room. Right?
I want to put that in the comments. I would love that because, I live with my father, my elderly father. He has dementia, and so I'm his caregiver. And as we age, our blood thins, and so we get cold a lot easier. And not only so he's cooler than I typically would be, but not only that, my bedroom faces west. And so it gets the late afternoon sun. So my bedroom is the warmest room of the entire house because it gets that afternoon sun. And I'm the one that needs the coolest temperature because, I'm, in menopause. So I have night sweats and hot flashes and all that kind of stuff. So I am literally roasting at night. I have a ceiling fan. I have a little portable USB fan that I have next to on my nightstand, and I'll still be hot. And my dad will be
hot.
It's we live in Florida, and it'll be 80 something degrees outside, and he will turn the heat on because he is cold. And meanwhile, I'm over here sweating. But I digress. But temperature does play a huge role in your ability to sleep comfortably. So recognizing that you may need to turn that thermostat down at night because your body physiologically starts to go into your body system start to shut down and your core body temperature raises while you're sleeping. So you need the temperature to be a little bit cooler at night than than you would any other time. What are some of the things that you personally do, Ruth, to ensure that you get a good night's sleep?
Well, and I'm going to say that I'm not consistent with it. And this is something that I'm loving, the fact that we're bringing it into the forefront to kind of pinch and nudge ourselves. Pinch, when I mean pinching, is, I don't know about you all, but I was raised by two immigrant parents. If you were out of line, they would pinch me. I would get pinched. I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't a laughable moment at the time when I was getting pinched. When if I'm at church and I'm nodding off, they'll pinch me to get back up. I was like, oh, okay, I'm back up. So my point here is sometimes I have to pinch myself and really set the tone on holding myself accountable as far as if I'm going to be wanting to have a full night rest, I need to know when to disconnect. Who can relate? I need to know when I need to limit my screen time, whether it be on the big screen, whether it be on my computer screen, it don't matter what screen. All the screen has the same time and you need to unplug. So if you're the type of person like me, where I would have my phone even with me on in the bed, I no longer try to do that. I try to keep it somewhere like far away from me. I even heard study shows that if you have so many electronics around you, it limits you from having that good night's sleep, where because you have all this wave and energy just moving where we don't even know. But if the more devices you have around you, the more it may delay you from getting sleep. So to your question, I try to keep all of myself to moving away from screen time as well. And these are some of the benefits that we want to share with you as well. But for me, I used to, and I may need to go back to where I used to have it, where I didn't have any TVs in the bedroom when I was a young adult. And as a single mom, we come together and watch TV in the living room. And that could very well be the reason, because that's how I grew up. I grew up that way. And as you get married, certain habits kind of shift a little bit. If I'm going to be transparent, is then you start having TV on every room. So now you have to embrace on, okay, when do I need to shut down? When do I now start saying, okay, the TV is going to have to shut down at a certain time, and then make it to where the alarm, and then hold yourself to the fire. It may not be consistent, but I find it to be so much better, guys and ladies, is when you turn everything off, and I mean literally everything off, and put on some blindfolds. I feel like I'm in heaven. I feel like I'm in heaven. So let me know in the comments in what ways can you maybe that you've done already, and we'll share some as well. Yeah. But let me know in the comments of what has been some of your go-to things that you decide to do now that's going to create that comfortable environment, so that way you can sleep at ease even more. Yeah.
I love that. That's one of mine as well. Is I at least 30 minutes before my bedtime. So 10 o'clock is kind of my shutdown time. My phone goes on do not disturb automatically at 10 p.m. I start turning off, whether it's the TV, because I too have a TV in my bedroom. So I try to eliminate screen time starting at 10 p.m. or, pretty close to 10. And I have a routine. So I have a specific routine that I go through to help prepare my body for rest. So it's, the do not disturb, the turning off the screens. I go in, wash my face, take my makeup off, put on my pajamas, and really start that transition. And then I haven't been doing it lately, but I used to read an actual physical book. I still do it sometimes, but not as often as I used to.
Yeah, that is a good key advice, because that sleep, it helps calms your thoughts. All that thought racing through your head throughout the day, just getting some good, rich reading. I love that. And I may have to put that in my repertoire. Yeah. You're right. I have a whole bunch of really great, valuable books. Tell you when if I want to challenge you, I'm going to challenge myself to where at least doing at least one book a week, or even maybe one book, some people can do one book a week. Some do it, multiple times, but I'm not talking about some people like you and me. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a challenge where it's
15 minutes. Yeah, I read for 15 minutes. Like I'm not talking about reading for hours and hours. Now, sometimes I might get engrossed in something, but I try to read something that's not, I try not to read a novel, because I'm the type of person where if I'm reading a novel and it's good, I'm going to read until I'll be up till 5 o'clock in the morning trying to finish it. So I know better. So I try to read some sort of like professional development, something that's not going to be like super engaging and enticing to where I can't put it down. Because that's just me. But
now, if we don't add these habits, I love that you're sharing some of the ways that people can actually incorporate. And thank you so much for sharing that. But what if they don't do it? What if they don't do it, Trasetta? What if they decide not to shut down or not to incorporate some sort of scheduling? What would be some of the sleep issues or common, I don't know, issues that may be the opposite? What if you do not start this or do some sort of regimen where you're being more aware that sleep matters?
Yeah.
Which I don't think we even told people what the topic was.
Well, I think we did.
We did.
I think I mentioned it after we introduced ourselves.
Okay, beautiful.
But
let's share some of the common things that they know that maybe they're not aware of. They may not see it as an issue. So what could be some of the issues?
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you don't make some adjustments and you kind of implement some of the things that Ruth and I have shared that we do, you could find yourself, dealing with insomnia, right? Where you can't go to sleep because your mind is racing and you literally can't shut down enough to the place where you can fall asleep or even stay asleep. Sometimes, there's the issue of, well, maybe you fall asleep, but you keep waking up, every 5-10 minutes or 30 minutes or every hour, whatever the case may be. So you're not getting restorative and regenerative sleep, which is important. You need a sleep cycle is 90 minutes. So in order for you to actually go through an entire restful and restorative sleep cycle, you need 90 minutes straight of sleep. Some other things, it can cause health issues.
Yeah.
And how many times have we woken up in the morning after not getting a good night's sleep, and you're dragging, your mood is altered.
Definitely. Yeah.
Not in a positive way, right? So you might be a little moody, more anxious, a little more agitated as a result, and you can't focus. So you might make more mistakes in your work. You burn the toast, whatever the case may be. I
don't think if you can run through a whole cup of coffee and still find yourself, because the lack of energy that comes behind not fully getting that rest the night before, right?
Yeah.
And
before we, because I know we're coming up on time here in a minute. There's something that's really on my heart that I want to share with people, and that is, it came to me. You said something, Ruth, earlier that it triggered the thought, and then I forgot about it, and I want to circle back around. But we oftentimes treat our bedroom nowadays. We treat our bedroom like a multi-purpose room.
Come on. Yeah.
And our bedroom is supposed to be our rest haven. It's supposed to be the place that we go to restore, refresh, and renew.
Yeah, I like that.
So when you are using your bedroom as a multi-purpose room, Trasetta, what do you mean by that? You're watching TV, so you're using it for entertainment.
Yeah.
You're bringing your meals into your room. You're using it as a kitchen. You bring in your laptop into your room, using it as a place to work, right? And you're doing all these things in your bedroom, which confuses your body. So if you can start to take as much activity that is not sleep related, rest related, and intimacy related, because for those of you who have partners, right, the intimacy typically happens in the bedroom, right? So you want to take all non-bedroom related activities back to their respective places, so that when you go into your bedroom, your body and your mind know that it is there for a purpose. It is there for rest.
And if you're the type of person, I love that you shared that. Give yourself the grace, because some people may live there, depending on their living style, if they're in a loft or a studio or just in a home where you have to then give yourself the opportunity to compartmentalize and have that bed to be your sanctuary, where you're not having that to be your multi-purpose area where you have a lay of rest, where there's, like Trasetta was sharing, where half of the other side, where it could be her better half or her partner, is now compounded with other elements like your laundry or whatever, your laptop. You may want to just set the tone. Maybe do a cozy candlelight. Do a cozy candlelight to kind of set the ways. And another way, while we're talking about that, let's wrap up a little bit on some of the strategies that can help you all just disrupt what you've been neglecting or putting in the back burner, and how to manage and how to disrupt some of this insomnia, jet lag, or just irregular work hours. Knowing how to say no. That's been some of the things, the hard ways, but soft ways as well, that you want to be able to kind of breaking some of these boundaries is what ways can you manage? What ways can you manage and gradually find yourself adjusting and disciplining yourself to just unplug and being able to disrupt ways so that way you're not exposing yourself to potential health impact to your health is what I'm getting at. You want to expose yourself to natural lighting. If you're the type of person that like daylight, you can't have daylight at night. Like as far as your LED lights around your home or even in your bedroom, may offer a suggestion. I may offer a suggestion. Just go ahead and maybe find a time where you're changing that LED light to one of those maybe soft dim yellow lights, where you're now able to find yourself gradually getting to a state where the light is not as bright like the one I have here, here in front of my desk. You also want to consider taking some naps. Who loves naps? I don't see nothing wrong with doing a power nap in the middle of your day, or if you're the type of person that works at night. Take about 15 to 30 minutes. So if you're able to do an hour, great. But let's just, for those who have a very set schedule, 15 minutes go a long way.
I just want to, on the nap thing, if you're going to take a nap,
yes,
20.
I think I know you're going to go. Yeah.
Yeah. 25 minutes max, unless you can do a full 90 minutes. Yeah. Because if you sleep for 30 minutes or 45 minutes and wake up, you're going to feel more groggy because you've entered into the REM sleep, and that is that deep sleep. So when you wake up, if you take a nap for an hour, for 60 minutes, you're smack dab in the middle of your REM sleep. You haven't completely finished the REM cycle. So you're going to wake up and feel more tired than you did when you lay down. So try for 15 to 25 minutes tops. 15 minutes is really good. 15, 20 minutes is really good. Or a full 90-minute cycle so that you can actually be refreshed and renewed.
I love that. Who's a heavy foodie eater? I think we're going to wrap up with this one with a bow, because a lot of people, I know, because our schedule sometimes and because we want to help share some ways on how to practice some good sleep hygiene. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're not bringing in the food. Like, I love that Trasetta said, let's not bring the food into the haven, into your sanctuary, your bed, your actual area where you want to get some sleep, some good rest. And let me know in the comments if you find yourself, doing this. You may want to go ahead and kind of cut back a lot, especially giving yourself a time frame. Maybe for me, it's after 7 p.m. Now, granted, if I'm doing workshops, if I'm traveling, and that schedule may get altered, but let's just say on your average day to day, you want to prioritize what is a good sleeping hygiene for me. Avoiding heavy food after 8 o'clock for some people, maybe after 7. Heavy meals, basically just caffeine. If you're a heavy caffeine drinker, may not want to do that right before bedtime, because your mind is going to stay alert and stay aware. And you may want to start too. Yeah. Alcohol.
Believe it or not, some people will drink alcohol thinking like, oh, it's going to help me rest. It's going to help me sleep. But it can sometimes have the opposite effect of what you want, because it is a stimulant. So be conscientious about having alcohol.
I like that
as well. Mm-hmm.
And, creating, I guess, again, a relaxing bedroom. Make the bedroom, whatever your ambiance. A lot of people like to use like natural tone colors, and maybe nothing vibrant. If you're the vibrant type to do that, then maybe getting the light to kind of soften those vibrant colors in your room, if you have that because of season or just the type of personality you have. Again, our body is it's aroused by what's in its environment. Mm-hmm. And so if you can dim the lights at night so you can sleep in an area and dim the air, even the coolness, so you can sleep comfortably, and most important, distractions. If everyone has their rightful areas, set some boundaries that, hey, I'm about to go to sleep, and my phones are cut off, all my devices are done. If you have kids or hubby knows he has to go to sleep too, let's go. Or if you have a schedule where you both all have separate schedules, then talk about it. Talk about what ways, so that it doesn't help mix up with your sleep areas. Now, we kind of touched quite a bit on a whole variety of topics here. We talked about how to overcome some of the sleep issues. We even talked about some common sleep issues that myself and then I shared with you all, and you may be able to also share as well, Trasetta, and some tips on what ways can you optimize your ambiance in your bedroom. Let us know in the comments, because you want to be able to we want you to be able to walk away. What ways can you get better sleep, better rest, and be more productive, not just at home, but at your workplace, in your business? These are the reasons why we share with you all what ways to go ahead and go from bliss to burnout by leveraging some of these breaking boundaries.
Burnout to bliss.
Yeah, these habits.
All the way around.
Say it one more time.
Burnout. From burnout to bliss. Burnout to bliss.
Thank you. Burnout to bliss, because we want to bring
we don't want you to go from bliss to burnout. We want you to go from burnout to bliss.
From burnout to bliss 1,000%. And breaking boundaries, that's what we want to do. We want to help you all shift the rules. Let's go ahead and create new rules in the bedroom, because your sweet haven, that's your spot. And let us know if you had some common, if you made a decision in doing that. Let us know. What did you do? What ways that you maybe shift a little bit, and then now you're seeing yourself now shifting in your sleep habits. You're creating a room not only in your environment, but also in your mind and your thoughts. So your health is now generating a good, blissful, happy way of living. So I'm out. Thank you all for taking the time. Let us know if this was helpful. Let us know if this episode, if you may want to go back, if you just jumped in right in the middle and you're like, what in the heavens are we talking about? This has been an incredible journey on what we're talking about, what ways to fully maximize your sleep in this very still interesting time that we still are occurring on an ongoing basis. Until next time, everyone, go ahead and enjoy and have an amazing day, and see you all next time.
Bye for now.
Join and subscribe with career strategist Ruth McCrackin and business strategist Trasetta Washington to the Breaking Boundaries podcast each week. You too can experience the limitless potential of rewriting rules and creating an extraordinary future for yourself.